Hello, viewers. It's Cynthia Michael from Screen Review, bringing my 677 podcast. This is my 677 podcast. Like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I try to do my best not to breathe hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will have some adult language if you're under 18. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will have some adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, and then you to watch this audio podcast recording. With this out of the way, let's get in, let's get into the topic of this podcast. Recently the ninth season of Futurama has ended. So basically, I gotta say, it was not bad. So basically, this ninth season of Futurama was good. So basically, we had some good character development for some of the crew, some of the Futurama or the Planet Express crew and whatnot, and also we got some references, and each we got some references. Each episode references a serious problem or a event that happened in real life. So basically, like for example, the whole when the Planet Express crew went to that festival, that space festival, that was based off of that episode was based off of that whole fire festival that John Rubens apart that everybody went through. That was based off of that episode. Then we had the episode with those alien beanie babies that was based off or based off a real bit how the beanie babies, the beanie babies, really when he took the whole Beanie Baby phase took off and whatnot, that was based off the real bit as well. So basically, and also we did have episodes that talk about serious issues about the attack of the clothes, about how the festival was, using, how the special was exposing the clothes that he's making for his fashion line, basically sending them to a different sending to Earth in a different time period and was covering the whole Earth and whatnot. That is based on the real issue that if we don't really get together and find a way to recycle more trash, that sooner or later the earth is going to be covering trash. That's based on a real issue. And also that whole Bungalow Matador bullfight is based, that's based on a real issue that people who pe- people who find bullfighting, the whole Matador King bulls just intended it a bad way. And also we got references to reading for the Reading Rainbow episode of Futurama. So basically, it was good to see the Bob Burton in an episode of Futurama, because honestly, the only time we've seen any Star Trek characters in Futurama, unless it's from the original Star Trek cast. That's the only time we saw any Star Trek. So basically, this is the first time we see the Bob Burton, in in a Futurama in an episode of Futurama, because most of the time that usually if we get any Star Trek characters, usually it's from the original series. That's about it. So basically, this is the this season marks the first time that we got a Star Trek character from a different Star Trek series guest star in Futurama. So good for them as well. And personally, and the way this episode ended on a crazy note, was kind of shocking, but in typical Futurama style. But the thing I was really hoping for in the season is to see that we'll finally, I'd like to see finally talk about having kids. I like to see Professor. I like to see Professor really, really be a father to his son that he has with mom, Edgar. Edgar. Yeah, those who had not watched the Futurama movie, been this big gang. The professor, mom's third son, Edgar, is the professor's son. So basically, I like to see I would like to see the professor be a dad towards Edgar and see how that relationship affects his relationship with Cubert. And also the one thing I wanted to see is I like to see an episode. I really wanted to see an episode mm, where the Futurama crew does go back in time, and basically Fry tells and basically Fry does go back in time and really tells it tells his family his life in the future, and finally, or they do finally do an episode where Fry brings his parents to the future, temporary, his whole family, his father, his mother, father, whatnot, to the future, and talk about his, to show how good a life that, to show how he's been doing in the future and whatnot. I like to see them really do episodes about that. But one other thing is, like Scruffy. Scruffy has been one of the most out of all the Futurama cast members, Scruffy has been a side character at the most. So basically, even though he had been, on and off with the crew, I like to see an episode above around Scruffy and really get to know him a bit more better. So basically, I like to see an episode with with Scruffy hanging out with the rest of the crew, and seeing how they really get his sense of character. Like Scruffy seems like the character, like, nothing really much bothers him, but I like to see Scruffy be a bigger member of the Planet Express crew. And also, we didn't have the Nickler episode, so basically Nickler was not in the season. Nittler was not in the season, so basically that was kind of a letdown. So basically, I'm hoping that next season we get a Nittler episode or two to see what Nittler has been doing and whatnot. So ever since Lita moved in with Fry, no, we had not seen. Ever since Lita moved in with Fry, we had not seen Nittler around ever since ever since Lita moved in with Fry and Bender and whatnot. So anyway, this was a good effort. This was a good season. So anyway, that's all I got to say. This was a good nice season of Futurama. Anyway, what do you guys think about this night season of Futurama? Good, bad, or just nah? Please let me know in the comments below. Anyway, sign off from Scooby Views. One.